Hi friends, in our time together today, we're going to learn the tune, The Dawning of the Day. Yes, I know it's the first tune I played on my Lodi Howard whistle. It's a beautiful tune. But when I introduced the tune, probably 3 months ago now, I didn't provide the music and tabs for those of you that would like it. I also didn't provide the story behind the tune, and I especially want to rectify that. And in the next video, I'm going to play through the tune again on my Howard, but also on my new Wild Irish High D. And so I'm looking forward to doing that as well. And that will be the first tune I play on my Wild Irish High D. So that's going to be really fun for me. I will provide chapters for this video so that you can jump to the Play Along with Scott section, because even though we introduced this once before, we are going to walk through it, and I'll stand and play it so you can see my fingers, and I'll provide the music and tabs, as I said. And you'll be able to jump back to the Play Along with Scott section and play along with me. That will help you learn. I will also put the timings here on the screen, so that you can just slide to that after you go through the whole video. Again, it has been considered a bit of a beginner tune because it's not overly complex from a speed or note standpoint. I say that because it's a tune that's intended to be very expressive musically, and so that adds a lot of complexity to it. And so even if you could play this tune from memory, I would like us to go through this and really get the feel of the expression. That's the reason I'm so desperate to tell us the story today. It's a beautiful tune. As I said, it's listed as a slow tune in 4/4 time, often listed as a march, but from what I could tell, it had lyrics with it from the beginning, which means if you strip the lyrics out and you play it as a tune in and of itself, you're playing it as an air from everything I understand. So, two earliest stories I know from this tune that's at least from the early 19th century, if not the 18th century. So the first old version I know of this tune has a young man out walking down the lane early in the morning at the dawning of the day. And as he's walking, he sees a beautiful young girl. And he stops to talk with her, and he convinces her to sit down on a flowery hillside with him, and they talk. And he's so captivated by her appearance and her carefree spirit that he asks her to marry him right there and then at the dawning of the day. She refuses because, well, she has to go milk the cows. And so she leaves him and he is crushed. That's the first version I've heard. The second version I found of the tune, the lyrics of the tune, has the same story almost up to that point. But it gets a little more scandalous. So he convinces her to sit on the hillside. He starts wooing and courting her. And as the second set of lyrics go, they become a little more amorous, and he then says, "Oh, you marry me, please," and she refuses, and goes off. She said, "I have work to do. I have to go milk the cows." They see each other months later, and she says, "Well, now you have to marry me because I'm pregnant," and he says, "I can't marry you because I just married someone else," and so. That's the second version. Now, you've probably heard the tune named Raglan Road. Well, Patrick Kavanagh, a great Irish poet, wrote a poem in the 1940s he named On Raglan Road. You see, he lived on Raglan Road, and there was a young student, professional, moved onto his street. They enjoyed time together talking. He fell in love with her and asked her to marry him. And the problem was she was 22 and he was in his 40s. And she didn't want to marry an older man, so she turned him down. So in all three versions of the tune, the the lyrics of the tune are about a deep infatuation that never turns into a permanent relationship, and so there's that longing that is to be expressed in the tune. And so the tune by Patrick Kavanagh was set to the tune of The Dawning of the Day in the 1960s and became very, very popular, and is really responsible for the resurgence of this tune in popularity. So it tells a lovely story, and I try and think through that as I play it. But right now, I'm not going to think through it as I play it, because what I want to do is show you the notes. It starts off with, as you often get, a couple of walk-in notes with a D, E, F sharp, and then it's going to play through. So I'll stand and you can play through. I will, as I said, provide in the notes a link to the music and tabs. So, The Dawning of the Day. I know I said no ornaments, but I did a lot of tonguing because there are quite a few notes in sequence there, and I wanted to give you a sense of that. I hope you're thinking of many different ways you can add ornaments to this. It's very expressive, so you're going to slide. If you can get some vibrato in there, that's good. You'll use maybe some gentle rolls, cuts, taps, some other ornaments. I'll see how I play it on the next video. But I believe you'll find this a great tune to fall in love with. So, until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy Lodi whistling, my friends.